Oh hey, s.t.a.l.k.e.r here. Welcome to Convergence from the maker of Paradox of Hope. In this video, I'm going to be going over some tips and tricks to help you get started in Convergence. But before we get to that, take a minute to click the S in the corner to subscribe. Heading for 50,000 subscribers. I'd love to have you on the team. Also like, share, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the video or the game, or if you have your own tips or tricks, or if I've gotten something wrong or incomplete, leave all that good stuff in the comments. Let's get started. We're here in our room in the base, and let's start with the stash. If you want anything to save, it needs to be in a slot in your stash here, on the wall here for weapons, or on your person. Things like the guitar and the cup and such, tennis ball, those will save, but don't add anything to your room. It needs to be in a slot, at least for now. That might change as the game develops. Currently, there's also a bug where you may lose the contents of containers in your stash, so keep ammo in your backpack for now. I expect that one will be fixed pretty quickly, but just be aware it can cost you quite a bit to lose all the ammo in the boxes. Okay, speaking of ammo, let's talk about ammo management. We've got some magazines here. We can pull the trigger to transfer rounds to another magazine, like so. You want to press the index trigger on the magazine you want to feed out of. And the only way to tell how many rounds are in a magazine is by looking at the viewing window or holes on the side of the magazine. And these are for the s.t.a.l.k.e.r, I think it is. To reload, you press the B button, I believe, to drop a magazine out, or to break open the revolver, slap a new one in, and this one already has a round in the chamber, but you want to rack the slide to feed a round, and you're good to go. If you happen to drop a round on the ground, you can actually pick it up and feed it into a magazine or into a box by itself. To reload the revolver, which is the weapon you start with, press B to break it open, and then you want to have one of these speed loaders full of ammo, and you just bring the speed loader to the cylinder there and close it back up. Now it will only drop out the spent shells, so you don't have to worry that you're wasting ammo. Now on your person, you can carry one sidearm and one primary or long weapon over your shoulder. Even though you can carry something in your hands, what's in your hands will not transport with you out of raids. So you can only bring in 2 weapons, and you can only bring out 2 weapons. So if you're looking to bring extra weapons back from a raid, you need to leave something behind. If you leave your primary behind, you'll be able to find a primary in raid and then exit with that. Or with your sidearm, if you want to bring back a sidearm, if you can find one. You cannot bring back more than 2 weapons, is the gist of that. Now let's move on to weapon maintenance and cleaning. Much like telling how much ammo is in the magazines, the only way to tell the condition of a weapon is by looking at it. If it's rusty, it needs cleaning. If it's not, it doesn't. And to clean a weapon, just place it in the vise and use the toothbrush to brush off the rust. And once there's no flakes flying off, you're good to go. Let's pop over to the store. The store is where you're going to get your gear and weapons and armor, and what you can purchase is determined by your rep level. So I'm at rep 2, so that's going to allow me access to certain things and no access to other things. Now, this store is, you grab it, you bought it, so be careful with the hands. We've got backpack upgrades over here. We've got protection suit over here. And we've got insurance here, which I've purchased. Now, much like the stash, when you have insurance, what it's going to do is when you die, it's going to teleport you back to base, and you will keep whatever is on the slots on your person. If you're holding a weapon, that's not going to be saved. So as you're dying, your eyes start to close, and you want to sling your primary, holster your sidearm, put your weapons in their slots, and then you'll end up back at base with those weapons, but your pack will be empty. So that's what insurance does. I've already got it purchased, so it's not showing up here. But just so you know, as you're dying, right, sling your weapons, holster your weapons, get everything on your person. So when they drag your body back here, the insurance company, you've got that stuff with you. If you're holding it, it's going to be lost. You're a shark. Let's move on to our stats. Our vitals can be viewed both on the watch and on our PDA here. We've got health, stamina, energy, and hydration. And on the watch, we've got two bars. We've got stamina on the top in white and health on the bottom in red. And you can see there are two heights of bars. So that means we're not at our max stamina or max allowed stamina. And that's because our hydration is low. Water will raise your max stamina, and food will raise your max health. It's not going to replenish those, but it's going to give you more of these larger bars. So you can think of the smaller bars as draining faster, and the larger bars slower. So the more larger bars you have, the more health or stamina you have. And just as a note, the time here is supposed to be your local PC time in 24-hour format. So hydration. We've got plenty of hydration right here. You want to fill up your canteen in this drum. I think mine's already full. And if we look at the watch, you can see I'm getting more of the white tall bars for my stamina. There we go. So make sure you fill this up before you head out on raids. Okay. And then for health or max health, you want to eat some crackers. You want a cracker, boy? So you can see I've only got 2 tall bars of health. Now I've got 3. Good stuff. And there we go. We have our max health and our max stamina. Let's talk about prep for raids. You're going to want to bring at least 1 med kit. You want to bring some food, i.e. crackers. You want to bring some water. You want to prioritize ammo. You're always going to need more ammo than you think. So when you're purchasing at the store, make sure that you purchase more than you think you need, and you won't regret it. It's really easy to run out of cash if you're not planning your purchases properly. Now, if you want to use dynamite while in raid, you're going to want to bring your lighter. I've already lost mine, but if you find yourself without a lighter, you can light dynamite on the lanterns, or so I've heard. So try that out, let me know. Once you've kitted yourself out, consider whether you want to leave one of your weapons behind. That way you'll be able to bring another one back from raid. Think about insurance if you want to purchase it. And then you want to select your raid location. And that is done on this map here. As your rep level increases, you'll unlock additional locations, and generally the underground locations are darker and harder, and obviously the garage cooperative, the first location, is bright and easy. Also keep in mind that some missions or tasks require you to go to certain locations. And check the high demand. Best to do before you go, but you can do it in raid as well on your PDA. And then you can head into raid. Driver, my van. Remember, drive safe. Whoa! Yikes! Easy does it. Watch those corners. Yeah! Alright, let's go over some tips for in raid. Come on, Red. Use the dog, use Red. He's a great asset. So, some notes on controlling our companion. I named him Red after Redrick, one of the main characters from the Russian novel Roadside Picnic, which was the inspiration for Stalker movies and Stalker games and everything Stalker related. Look at that. Red dug us up a glow stick. Now, the whistles can be tricky. It took me a while. You basically have two whistles. One is long and one is short. The long one sounds like this. But you kind of heard the short one as well as the long one there. The short one is a chirp, but if you do a long whistle, Red's just going to sit and stay. You need two short whistles to get him to follow you again, and it can be tricky to get those, but you don't want to hear the long whistle. And if you do hear the long whistle, you're going to want to pause for a couple seconds so that the game can reset its timers. I want that vodka. Let's toss the dynamite. Okay. Alright, he's growling, so there's an enemy around. So let's get him to follow again. Too short. So that actually registered as a single short whistle, which is the command to attack. So he's run off to attack. He's obviously not following. To get the follow to work, you really need just two clean short whistles. Like that. Now he's going to come back to us, hopefully, and he's in follow mode. Now, if he's growling, it means he has a target, and you can instruct him to attack with a single short whistle. You want to have the enemy in sight so that you know who he's going to attack and you can finish them off. I don't think he kills enemies, but he will distract them. He's getting himself worked up. Nobody over here. So I guess the enemy was around the other way. This guy's about to have a bad day. Yeah, so Red will keep them busy, and then you just gotta finish them off. Throwing knives, at least for human enemies, are a one-hit kill. After you've made some kills, be sure to loot the bodies. Easy peasy. You can usually find weapons, even if they've collided, with the grab points. So, the bodies do despawn, so make sure you loot them in a timely fashion. So he had a stick of dynamite, though I don't have a lighter with me. Usually they'll have an extra magazine or speed loader for a revolver and something on their leg pouch as well. Huh, empty. That's disappointing. Usually their mags aren't empty. One thing to remember when in tunnels or underground is your flashlight. The UV mode stuns creatures. So shine it at them, give them a hit of the UV. Don't forget. Also, as a backup, you have your larger knife in case you run out of ammo for everything else.
Second squad, move to Sector 6. First and third squad have already joined forces and are engaged with bandits. Your task is to provide cover and medical assistance.
The radio broadcasts are just random for atmosphere. Don't worry about them for the time being. Another tactic you should remember is back up. You can back up around corners. The enemies will follow you, but if you're low on ammo or if you have to reload, just back up, keep backing up. Oh, that butt shot killed him. Well, there you go. That's a few tips to get you started on your way in Convergence. Oh, before you go, one more bonus tip. Actually, I forgot, but leave breadcrumbs if you find yourself getting lost. So they can be weapons you're not using, or glow sticks, items of any sort. You can just drop them on the ground, leave them pointing at the extraction point, or at a location of interest or reference that you want to find your way back to. There's a lot of loot that you won't be able to fit in your backpack, and it's perfect for leaving a trail for yourself. Why are you just sitting there, boy? If you haven't already, take a minute to click the S in the corner to subscribe. Heading for 50,000 subscribers. I'd love to have you all on the team. Also like, share, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the video or the game. And if you have any other tips or tricks, or if I've gotten something wrong, leave all that good stuff in the comments. Let's all get started on the right foot in Convergence. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.